And welcome everyone to Live After SmackDown Live. I am Tonya Rodgers, as always, here with Andrew M. Swift. And we're going to talk about the week that was or is in WWE. Sometimes we do a little, we go over Raw a little bit. I mean, it was nothing major, so you just want to go and get your thoughts about Raw out of the way.
What even happened on Raw? I don't even remember.
But there you go.
Oh, Owens was the fifth most important person in his story, including as the champion, including a guy who wasn't even on the show for a single second, Triple H.
Listen, it couldn't have been more perfect when Seth Rollins came out and looked at Kevin Owens and said, "Look, this is not about you. You're a puppet." And I'm like, "Oh, come on now." Kevin Owens should have attacked him for saying that to him. No, he's just standing there. He's all good with it. Call me a puppet, whatever. I'm the champ. I don't know. If they put a lot of effort into Stephanie and Mick's storyline.
Yeah.
But
a lot of effort into the Authority storyline.
And nobody else is on that show. Nobody else's storyline. That's all I saw.
Well, I don't know. Dana Brooke's gonna become a face, so that's a storyline development.
I don't know. People are so scared about Dana Brooke. I'm just kind of like waiting to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because they're pushing Sasha and they're pushing Bayley too.
Yeah.
Macho Man said it best: the cream rises to the top, and
right. Dana ain't very good.
If they push Dana ahead of them, then they're gonna get what they deserve. And
oh
it's
my
gonna be
God! Action. Yeah, it's gonna be
do that. They can go ahead. I'm not even worried about it.
Right.
Good joke, and especially considering there's another division on SmackDown Live that I'm not gonna even fret about these rumors about Charlotte and Dana. Oh God, that would be a terrible, terrible match. Who's gonna be the face? Who's gonna work under? Like, no.
No, that sounds awful.
It does. Hopefully, it's just set up to like Dana turns on Charlotte or doesn't help her. Charlotte loses her title, and then while Charlotte's busy, Dana, and then Charlotte goes over Dana.
Right. To build Charlotte back up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I know Dana Brooke has her fans, but ever since I saw her, I've always thought she was going to be a flame out. I never thought she was going to be much of anything special.
Yeah.
And it's still my opinion.
Well, I mean, like the best work she's ever done was like the last quarter of 2015 in NXT when she was hurt and didn't wrestle a single match.
Right.
After Takeover Respect.
Being Emma's manager was like the best role for her.
Yeah, just talking shit in the background.
Right, while Emma did her thing. That was the best. That was a good little spot for her.
That was a good spot. They had good chemistry too, unlike Charlotte and Dana, who have awful chemistry.
People are ringing the alarm about Roman Reigns, and I'm gonna blame Rusev and Lana. See, I never blame Lana, but this is a time to blame her ass.
Yeah.
Because they're on honeymoon, and I honestly, truly think Roman is just being used like a utility player to come in, put on some good matches, and then go on about your business until around Royal Rumble time. Now, then, when he's in the Royal Rumble, then it's time to fret and panic, which I'm not, because I'm so dead inside when it comes to his booking. But I just don't see that there's an issue. I know people are like, well, I want Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns out of the main event. Well, then who do you replace them with? Tell me now. Did you see how fucking quiet that main event was until Roman Reigns came out?
Yeah, poor Sammy. They've done an awful job of building him.
Exactly.
They've done really poorly. Well, that's the thing. On Raw, they don't tell stories. They come, especially with all the NXT people who've come up, they're just like, oh, look, this person from NXT. And then they don't explain why they were like, they don't show like anything about how this person became relevant or interesting or people got invested in NXT. They're just like, they were big in NXT. And then just assume that's good enough, but it's like not. Versus, SmackDown Live, like one of the most over acts in the entire company right now is fucking Heath Slater and
Heath
Rhino.
Slater and Rhino.
Right? Like seriously,
Right.
we want Rhino.
I really do. Let's get into SmackDown Live.
Yeah, we're done with Raw.
The show. Yeah, it's really not that much to talk about. The show started with Becky Lynch giving an interview, and then she got interrupted by all the trio of bad girl blondes.
Yeah.
Yes, Natalia, Carmella, and Alexa Bliss. Yes, they are. And I liked that Becky kind of put some dissension in between them for a second, and then they're like, wait a minute. She's just trying to throw us off our game. And then they were going to beat her up. Then the cavalry came. Now, this is the thing. I don't really like Gibella, but that's just because I'm a mark for her. But, like, she's getting beat up too much for my liking. I wanted her to come back all elbows and badass. But I understand what they're doing. Yeah. But she's just getting her butt kicked too much. But I can see how people complain. They still are putting them all in one segment, and it's just one big story. But I'm hoping that the stories break off once a champion is crowned. I'm hoping.
Right. Well, I mean, like that's the thing. The Brian and Shane have put over like, oh, you are all like worthy of being a champion, which true or not, whatever, they've been putting that over. And so, they make the 6-woman 6-pack challenge, which is now elimination, which I thought was a very interesting addition to that match. So it makes it.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they announced tonight it was an elimination match.
Okay.
So, it makes sense that they're all like in the same segment then, going into this pay-per-view, and it makes sense to do the tag and the face heel stuff. I mean, like, people could say like, oh, wasn't this just what they were doing, last year at the Divas Revolution? I don't think that's true at all. Divas Revolution stuff, it was like the alignments were totally unclear. There were no stakes whatsoever. Like Nikki just had the title, but nobody cared about it for like 3 months for some reason,
Mm-hmm. They all wanted to fight in teams all of a sudden.
They all wanted to fight in random teams because Steph McMahon put them together. So, but like this, like it makes sense what's been going on here. So I've been enjoying this. The match tonight was not very good, to be frank.
No, it wasn't.
And it made me a little bit nervous for Sunday, because that's gonna be a hell of a match to agent with six people, and two green workers in Carmella and Alexa, one, very hit or miss in Naomi, one horribly overrated in Natalia, Becky, who's excellent, and Nikki, who is excellent. But I don't know. That could be a mess. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, we're gonna get to predictions like near the end. So we'll just say the predictions. Let's get to the next champions that will be crowned.
Mm-hmm.
Which, just the best part of this show was the tag team tournament. We'll talk about Heath Slater and Rhino first, and how freaking over they are. And did you see, like, the best part is, like, all of his kids, supposedly, those are not all his kids, but those are not his kids. But all his kids were, like, ringside. It was the best thing. And when Heath's in there and he's getting beat down or whatever, the crowd's chanting, "We want Rhino." And then when Rhino comes in, the crowd just goes crazy.
Yeah.
I even loved how, like, the hype bros, they're not heels, but they were like, they're gonna play for this match, and I think they did well.
Play a Rudo.
And there's nothing. I can say. And Zack Ryder, when he took that gore, flipped himself over, it was it was just great. Great, great, great.
Yeah,
And so
it was wonderful.
they definitely are going to be in the finals match. But
Mhm.
there's a little doubt about who they're going to face because the Usos faced American Alpha, and the Usos came out hot and they jumped them before the bell with their backs turned.
Yep.
And then, like, out of nowhere, American Alpha just hits their finisher and beats them.
30 seconds.
Yeah, it was quick as hell. And
That
I was
was
sitting there
amazing.
like, oh yeah, they're definitely turning heel. And they got back in the ring and they shook their hands and then glorious. So like this is the heel turn I have wanted, you know, second to the one that everybody knows I want. But
Right,
this was the
yeah.
one I was been waiting for the longest time, and I loved. Like they super kicked Jason Jordan out of the ring, and then got at Chad Gable, and they were kind of like the Revival. They kind of
Yep.
reminded me of the Revival a
Oh,
little
for
bit.
sure, for sure.
It's just they kind of flubbed on their promo a little bit afterwards, but being hyped and excited, I can kind of get it. But I liked all of that too. So
Yeah, I
Chad
thought.
Gable
What
is
about?
injured,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Kayfabe.
Injured.
So
Yeah.
they're going to take the last two teams that lost, and they're the Usos and the Hype Bros. They're going to face each other to go to face Rhino and Heath Slater for the SmackDown Tag Team title.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
liked
it's a good bit of
everything.
work.
I liked everything about the Usos Alpha segment. I liked like that you could buy Usos like doing the sneak attack in the beginning as not strictly a heel move. I mean, it is a heel move, but you could also be like, oh, it's just like two veterans trying to like, you know, be clever and get the better of two youngsters, which makes sense. And then the like squash them in 30 seconds, which you never see over like an established. It was something. It was like holy shit! Like I just saw something I was totally not expecting, you know. But it actually makes perfect sense for the story that they were telling, and it's so interesting because to see like this sort of swerve like tonight that happened in this tag match with the Usos turn and everything, and them showing up on the promo backstage later, versus like Triple H randomly showing up on Raw and giving Owens a title, and it's like where that
Right. It
that's
doesn't make
that's
any
out of
sense,
nowhere.
and
It's like Swerve.
they still haven't explained it.
Yeah, they still haven't explained it. Swerve, exciting, you know, controversy, blah, 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 versus like a story actually building layers and like it making sense for something to happen, but you still don't expect it to happen because WWE so frequently just goes very safe and stay it, you know. So when they do something like that, it's like, holy shit, this is awesome, you know. So I loved everything about that, and you know, and it kept Alpha from having to eat a loss, even a distracted loss. Like if the Usos had distracted them or interfered next week or on Sunday, and Slater Rhino win the titles, then it's like, oh well, they still ate a loss. But this way, they don't even have to eat a loss. So they just did that. I was massively impressed with everything done in this whole tag team tournament has been done exceptionally well.
Yeah,
I think
it has. It's a good piece of work. I'm excited, and it's gonna win. And that's one of the things I'm looking forward to the most at Backlash. Like
yeah,
who's going to advance, what's going to happen with this story, because whoever wins the titles, American Alpha still has like, hey, we never lost in this tournament,
right.
so they have a legitimate claim at the titles.
Yeah, it could.
They don't feel like something's being handed to them.
Right. Also, D. Bryan talking smack was like, well, we could just give the titles to Slater and Rhino, but I don't want to just give the titles to somebody. And I was like, shot across the bow of Monday Night Raw a little bit there. I feel like, you know, I was like,
Shane McMahon straight up said, I don't watch Raw.
I don't watch Raw. Are you kidding me?
I don't watch it.
I don't watch that shit show. Are you kidding me? That was glorious. That was
Oh my
wonderful.
God. Okay, well, let's talk about
What else?
one of my favorite. It made me laugh out loud.
Okay.
Fandango, give him he gets a gold star. Because the thing with the woman, that was funny. And then when Kane comes out, he's like, oh, yeah, I like this. Show
Yeah.
me that fire. And kick it in. It was great. When they're building Kane up for some reason, for something.
I don't know if they are. I think they might
Know
just
it.
having Kane as like a comedy segment, like kind of.
Really just come out and just
Choke
slam
slam.
people and
Just choke
leave.
slam somebody and then leave, just walk out. What did Fandango said? Your
But I
hips
mean,
your hips are full of lies.
hips are.
And then she
Yes, and she
said,
said,
these hips
my
are the
hips are the
truth.
truth. And you can't
Who
handle the
was that
truth.
random person? Who was that? I was blown
I
away.
don't know. It was great. It was funny. Well, the Randy Orton Bray Wyatt thing. I just don't feel like they're gonna be done after this. I don't think it's gonna be one and done.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
I think
because sorry, go ahead.
they really haven't let it build that much. It just came like maybe a week or two ago. So I don't know.
Yeah, the whole everything they've done with Bray since the brand split has been a little weird. Like he's not really felt like he's had direction. But then again, it's Bray Wyatt. He's never had direction, so I did like Randy's like little storytelling about the snake in the grass.
Yeah, I liked that
I was
too.
a
That
fan
was a
of
good one.
that. Did you see what somebody tweeted? Somebody tweeted at Randy, and they were like, "What was the punchline?" And he responded, "It wasn't a joke, asshole."
Oh, it wasn't.
He bodied him. He bodied that Twitter guy. Oh my god, I died when I saw that. That was wonderful.
It was a tale, and he gave you the beginning, middle, and end. I don't.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't a
they
joke.
kind of deserve that.
Yeah, right? They
Yeah, it
deserve
wasn't a
that.
joke.
Also, Kevin Owens tonight on Twitter, some Roman Reigns fan quoted like a Roman tweet about how he's gonna like win on Monday or whatever and get in the match. And so the fan was like, "Yeah, go blah 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 blah." And then the fan also apparently liked their own tweet. And Kevin Owens saw this, commented, he was just like, "Wow, Roman Reigns fans like their own tweets." It's just like, my God, Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
Amazing.
now the horns come out. Even though,
I know.
let me say,
I know.
I am a part of the Roman
The
Empire,
Roman
and
Empire.
I do not condone everything that my fellow Roman Reigns fans do. But when somebody attacks Roman Reigns fans, a little bit, they do. They come out a little bit because I'm like, hey, you need to be specific because you talking about me when you just say Roman Reigns fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say something. And I have never liked that one thing, but I would never tweet that at Kevin Owens because I don't
Right?
want him to embarrass me on Twitter.
Seriously.
No, I don't. I don't
Yes.
want none of that action
Yeah, you don't want none.
whatsoever. No, nothing, not anything whatsoever. Speaking of not wanting any,
Yeah. Oh boy.
the WWE champion Dean Ambrose had an in-ring confrontation, the first one, and I was surprised. I was surprised that this was like the first time they've actually promoted on each other. So whoever wins, this is continuing on past Backlash. That's what I predict. They promoted against each other in the main event segments, and I was a little worried. Came out first, and he had that bag because Dean, when he had props, it usually don't go good, and I was like, oh Jesus, please, please, please don't be anything stupid. I kind of liked it. I liked it, but there's just I feel like I'm stone cold every time I'm watching Dean Ambrose. It You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm Stone Cold talking to him, like, show me the fire, give me something, give me anything, damn it. And I just get womp womp.
Well,
Like,
Dean Ambrose has decided that his character is goofy. Like that's his main character trait. Also, I'm cosplaying currently as Dean Ambrose. I'm wearing a hat. I'm wearing a
I
ridiculous hat.
I
I heard
absolutely
you laugh.
understood.
I heard you
As
laugh.
soon as I said Dean Ambrose and you picked up the hat, I was like, he brought out a prop.
I had to. I had to bring out a prop just for good old Dean.
Yeah.
I've been convinced. I've been increasingly convinced that ever since that Stone Cold podcast where they're like, "You're slacking on the job," basically, and Dean took offense. Dean has basically been doing that in kayfabe. Like he's just been like, "I'm the champ. I can do whatever. I can be goofy. I don't give a shit." Like he doesn't seem like he's not been serious at all about it. And I'm like, are they actually working that story into kayfabe? This is how I'm taking my review, by the way, in case you guys don't want me to hate on Dean Ambrose. I'm not gonna hate on him. I'm gonna say he's doing a good job of looking stupid,
But
I'm sorry.
see, here's the thing. A lot of critics and opinions that you don't listen to, and that's cool because you're a wrestler, and most of the opinions that you're going to hear are coming from people like me who don't know how it is
Mm-hmm.
to be the champion or to even wrestle. But when it comes from fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin, come on, man. Like, come on. It's
Yeah,
Stone
if there's one voice
Cold. It's
that
anybody
you
you
should
listen to.
yeah.
Just a little bit. Like, you don't have to follow him to the T. And it's not like Stone Cold was like telling him specifically. He just said that he wanted to see the fire and the passion. And it does seem like Dean's kind of slacked off a little bit since then. Like, I don't know, man. It's just weird. I don't know what the hell's going on. But it's
Yeah.
like,
I thought AJ hit all the right notes where he's like, you think this is a joke? Well, I beat John Cena and you're no John Cena or whatever. And it's like, yeah. Like Dean's like he has been taking this as like a whole joke or whatever thing. And then I loved AJ getting the comeuppance from last week by just fucking nutshotting him, just kicking him in the balls. I was like, yep.
yeah,
That
but
seems like an appropriate response,
it does. I did like what Dean said about like there's no trophy for the face that comes in second place. That was a good line.
That was a good line. That was definitely a good line for sure. And the whole trophy bit was like a little jokey, a little goofy, but it made sense. I don't know. I need to see a little bit more from Dean, and I just haven't gotten it really, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I do think I need to specify that's my opinion. Oh boy. What else happened on this show? I don't even remember. Did we talk about Fandango?
Yeah, we talked about him.
Okay. Oh yeah. Did we talk about Carmella tapping out Nikki? That was interesting. Who do you think's gonna win? Here's a better question. Who do you think's gonna be in the last two of the 6-pack challenge?
Hopefully Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch.
Okay, but that's not going to be the case though. So who do you think it's gonna be?
Probably Carmella and Nikki Bella. Because they're the only ones who have a real live active beef that like has some meat to it.
Right.
And Nikki still didn't really get her hands on that little girl.
No, yeah. No, she tapped out. I mean, I think it's really interesting now that they've made it an elimination because now they can go a bunch of different ways with it. Oh, we're not talking about Ambrose anymore. I don't have to wear that. They could go a bunch of different ways with it. They could have like Carmella screwing Nikki out of the final two. They could have Nikki, knocking Carmella out of the final two or whatever. But we're all assuming that Becky's going to be, in the final two. But I don't think Becky's going to win the title. Like I think they want to have Becky make a chase. So I don't really know. But those But those are really the only three I could see them putting the title on. And Carmelo would be a stretch, a reach for sure, but there's a built-in program there that would make sense to have a title for you. I can't see Alexa winning it because she's done absolutely nothing on the main roster. She did have a great expression tonight when Carmella called her Polly Pocket and Alexa got one of her classic Alexa looks in her face. I popped for that big time. I was like, thank God, I haven't seen one of those in too long. Naomi doesn't really have anything going, and Natty would be literally the worst possible choice to put the title on.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, it's just. I feel like once like Emma gets healthy, and they start to bring more women on. Like I think Natty time is almost up.
Yeah.
Like she got her with the thing with Charlotte. That was her last little moment in the sun, really.
Yeah, a little hurrah.
And yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I mean Natty can, she's got I mean first of all they need bodies simply. And she's capable of being a body. What a backhanded compliment, my God.
That's the most backhanded compliment.
Most backhanded. Her taunts are simply the worst though. And somehow they don't get any better ever. Like I don't understand. No. I don't understand it at all.
It's like she never watched her father perform.
Right? Maybe she was one of those people.
What he did.
Maybe she believes in the David Otunga school of Bret Hart, never doing anything bad or whatever.
I don't know.
To bring up David Otunga.
Oh my God, he's
not very good.
He continues to irritate. Just like he probably isn't doing that bad, but just because I have this fire burning passion to see him never ever do anything in that company again. He's just the worst automatically.
Yeah.
Automatically. I need to get over that because it seems like he's here to stay. Or he's going to be around for at least a little while. And I don't like that very much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, The Miz. The Miz. How could I forget?
Miz doing his great work.
The Miz was great tonight. Getting tired of them calling him a coward because he doesn't want to fight for no reason. Like everybody's not Sheamus. Love the fight, fella. Like, why is it a coward? Like he just had a match. He had a match and he was crafty.
Yep.
He used his brains and won the match. You cannot like the way he won the match, but to call the man a coward, and then he's sending his wife in there to fight his Maurice isn't China. She didn't go in there knuckling up. She just went in there and got her husband's title because because he asked her to. Like, I understand he's a heel, but like I'm on his side.
They're booking Miz to be like a really great classic heel, and he's giving a knockout performance too. So it's like you kind of want to root for him, but at the same time you can't because he's the Miz. But I loved, like you said, I love the way he cheated, very clever to win the match. Like he's very intelligent about being underhanded. I don't even think he really cheated though. He just used a distraction to his advantage. He played the situation all to his advantage. And then I loved him talking to Maurice and okay, go get the title because clearly Dolph's not gonna physically accost Maurice, because that's simply not going to happen. And Dolph's like, oh, you're such a coward. And Miz wasn't angry, he wasn't furious, whatever. He was just smiling. He's like, no, I'm just smarter than you. That was the perfect response he had. He was like, I don't need, this is stupid. You're just, come fight me. Why? We have a match in 5 days. Why would I do that?
Right. Why? And somebody in the Miz's position, he does a lot of commercials. What would be the benefit of him just like last week, just fighting. He's just so other people can think he's not a coward. Well, they're gonna still find some reason to say he's a coward.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, for sure.
I work. It's gonna have to be that I can get behind, and it's not Dolph, especially when his story is lose every big opportunity I get, but I still keep getting them opportunities, and I'm gonna win one day. Gosh darn it! Like,
I thought they did. I thought they did. I didn't really like Dolph on commentary much because he was kind of talking over the match and that. But that I really feel like they need to run way fewer segments of wrestlers on commentary.
yep.
Because very few people are good at it, and mostly it just distracts from the match and like necessitates having to have like a 2-3 minute longer match versus you could just like trim the match a little bit and then just do a promo, afterwards. But I did like them teasing. Dolph said like, well, I may need to rethink some things, so maybe they're gonna look at a Ziggler turn after.
Yes, there's definitely a story there. Even if he doesn't turn heel, he can go at least a little bit darker.
Yeah.
I would like his next few, if he is gonna go heel, to go against Apollo Crews and put him honey baby job until you're gonna add somebody. Like, I get it. It's not a lot of bodies. He can give you a nice little TV match with the flippity doodah.
Mm-hmm.
But he lost to AJ Styles last week. He lost to The Miz, and rightfully so. But like, there's nobody who do you put him over to build him up as a contender? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is they see something in the guy, but like, you can't keep beating him over and over, and then when you're ready to push him, decide he's important now. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
That's the thing when Dolph Ziggler became #1 contender for the WWE title. Because you can't keep beating the guy into the ground, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, well, he's gonna win this time.
Yeah,
It doesn't really work.
it doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's the SmackDown. Like, there's definitely an issue with roster depth. It's a very thin roster, and that's especially pointed out when you have like something like all 6 women in one segment or whatever. If they would have given like a couple of the other girls like promos after the match or something, like to get more segments in there, that would have helped. But like, when you put the whole division in one bit, then it makes it stretches out the whole rest of the show, and I feel like they should be using squash matches a little bit more, or like an enhancement talent, because they definitely have a much thinner roster than Raw, and they have a roster of a bunch of people who really can't lose. And
the thing about enhancement talent is you don't have to just have them go out there and lose really quickly. There's a lot of, like, back in WCW, they had enhancement talent, but they go out there and give you a good TV match, but they want to give you a good match, they're going to make a good match out of it, but you knew that guy was going to be out there to lose.
Yeah.
They have those guys that much.
Yeah, I was like, the last couple of weeks they used AJ in like 4 or 5 segments, and I think he only got like 2, maybe 3 tonight. But he got like less time, and I thought that was interesting because they could have given another Ambrose segment. Like, they're really not using him at all. Other than the main event, they just had him pouring a ton of sugar in some random dude's coffee. Like, okay.
And yeah, and some crap with his hair. Like, I was like,
oh, the hair thing too. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm starting to, like, they're kind of making Dean out to be just like, I'm the champion, I'm a little cocky, I'm a little over cocky here. I think my shit doesn't stink. a little bit. So I don't know. We'll see on Sunday.
Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, I know how I think the match is going to go, but we'll see.
You want to get into predictions?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. What else is on the card?
Okay, well, I think they announced like 5 or 6 matches. I know Sean sent me like the preview list, and it was short as hell. It's usually much longer,
Yeah.
but it was short as hell this time. So either they're gonna add some matches, or some matches are gonna get a ton of time.
Or they might
So we
only
have,
go like 2.5 hours too. Like,
yeah, they don't need a pre-show. They can do like NXT and have the 30 minutes where they just talk up all the matches and then go straight to the pay-per-view. They don't need no pre-show. They could just save those long ass pre-shows that they do for like WrestleMania and SummerSlam because they have to have them for some reason. But they don't really necessarily need a pre-show match
I don't think they will have a pre-show
on
match.
Backlash.
I don't think they will. I think they'll
Good.
just have. I think they'll just have the usual. I wonder if they'll do like the pre-show panel with like Booker and Lita or whatever, or if they'll just do like Renee and Daniel Bryan. I hope they do like Renee and Daniel Bryan.
Oh, that would be so.
Because
Yeah,
their chemistry is
send that to
wonderful.
WWE.
Yeah, I
Send
need
that
to
to
tweet that
WWE.
seriously. Their chemistry is wonderful.
It is. It's great. Talking smack is awesome. Okay. Well, we have for the second chance match for the tag team tournament. We have the Usos and the Hype Bros. Who do you have?
Usos.
Me too. Then the Usos. So predicating on that, we have the Usos against Beauty and the Man Beast.
Beauty and the Man Beast.
And I'm going for the Usos.
Yeah, I don't. This is an interesting one. You could see both ways.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Usos because I don't think, as over as they are, I think the reason why they ran this angle is because they realized how over that Heath and Rhino are, and I don't think they really fully prepared for that. So they were like, we don't want to have American Alpha because we're trying to build them up as the #1 tag team. We don't really want to sour them with the crowd if they go over this team that everybody's rooting for. So we'll take them out and we'll have the Usos go over them and help their heel heat. And when American Alpha's ready to come back, all the heat's on the Usos instead of American Alpha.
Yeah,
that's just my logic of why I think the Usos will win.
No, I mean, and that makes total sense, and it also the opposite makes total sense. The payoff is like Slater, they overcome, they win. Maybe Jordan shows up and distracts the Usos or something, but
yeah,
it could literally go either way. And I like the pick of the Usos there too because I think it makes sense. But I'm gonna go with Heath and Rhino just because I feel like the story needs where do you go with Heath if they don't win here? He's clearly a SmackDown talent because he hasn't showed up on Raw in like a month.
Since the Brock thing, I think.
Yeah, I think that was it, right? I think that was the last time. Yeah, so he hasn't been there for a long time. So he's clearly a Tuesday guy, but I don't know what they would do after if he doesn't win the contract here. So I'm gonna go with those guys.
This is the thing. This is the thing I would say that Daniel Bryan and Shane on the SmackDown, they call him in. They were like, "We really didn't expect you to go that far, but you made it to the finals and you did your best, and we're just gonna give you a contract because we do feel like we put you through enough and you earned it."
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
And would be salty about that. But that's just my thinking. Or they could, continue the free agent thing, which I don't think is yet run its course, but it's almost there. It's almost like, shit or get off the pot.
Yeah.
Why you say that they would go on and win the titles. But even if they win, I don't think it's going to be a long reign.
Oh,
and I think
definitely
it's still
not.
going to the Usos.
Yeah.
It's still going to go to the Usos, so they can get that heat on American Alpha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, totally. I agree with
So
that.
the
Yep.
the 6-pack challenge. Do you want to go like who do we think is going to get eliminated
Oh yeah,
in what order?
let's do that. Oh boy.
You want to go first, or do you want me to take
All
a
right,
swing?
all right, first out is Naomi.
Alexa Bliss.
Oh shit, yeah, that's right. That's the right answer. I just didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
So you're gonna change to?
Yeah, I'm getting Alexa's first out, Naomi's second out.
Yes, and then I'm gonna go Becky Lynch.
Wow. All right.
So that Nikki Bella is gonna get teamed up with Natty and Carmella.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then one of them is going to like double cross the other while they're teaming up on Nikki. And I think it's Carmella's going to do it. So it will be Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Carmella, and then Nikki Bella wins the title.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I like Becky going out early. I think either Becky or Nikki needs to go out early. I'll say that in the first three. That would be because that would add some intrigue for sure to the match. So yeah, I also think Nikki's going to win. I don't know how they're going to get there, but I also think Nikki's going to win because I simply can't see them putting the belt on Carmella. I don't think it seems too much of a reach.
They're going to trust somebody. Yeah, no. I don't think they're going to trust any of the greenies. No. And I don't think they're going to do anything with Natty and Naomi either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Nikki wins. I'll agree with that.
Okay, Bray Wyatt.
Randy Orton.
My heart says Bray, but my head says Randy.
Yeah, Randy. AJ needs a few.
Randy just got busted open for no goddamn reason.
Right? Seriously.
So they kind of owe him one. So yeah.
Yeah, and they can just keep owing Bray Wyatt several hundred.
He's a good little soldier.
He's a good little soldier.
I have told people he has taken everything in stride. He has never, not once whatsoever, in any interview, buried his booking one iota. I've never seen it. He is a good little soldier. He's going to be in that company for a long ass time. So yeah, Randy Orton. The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. I take the Miz.
Yeah, I the same. The Miz is building up too much valuable heat to give it to Dolph Ziggler. No offense, Dolph.
What would Dolph do?
Right? Like nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I can't even fathom. Like, is there outside of the title matches in Randy Orton? Is there any other match that they've had?
I don't think so. There is. No, I don't think so. I can't even think of one like an additional match, other than the ones and the world title match.
There's no like extra feud.
No, there really isn't. There really isn't. Is there? I don't think so.
No. So we go to the WWE Championship match, which I was so sure AJ Styles is going to win, but I don't know.
I was just waiting for you to pop. I was just waiting for you to pop. I was just waiting for the whole time. The joke is that I was going to pick Dean, but no, AJ Styles is going championship.
Yeah, AJ Styles. You think they rematch at the next pay-per-view?
Whatever the next one is, yeah. And then Randy Orton's time to challenge AJ Styles because, I know John Cena. I had rivalries with John Cena for a decade. Blah 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 blah.
And nobody's. I don't think anyone's gotten more wins
over John Cena than Randy Orton. Oh, there you go.
Have they? There you go. I can't even remember. I can't I know they fought because I showed that Too Many Cooks video,
Oh yeah.
all their matchups, because it's like it was irritating me when people were saying Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns were like John Cena and Randy Orton, and I was like, hold the phone on that thought and watch this video, and then reassess. Like they've only had one pay-per-view match for the world title, and to me, when you say that, that's what you mean. Like everybody faces each other too goddamn much. You could say Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are like John Cena and Randy Orton at this point, if you
Yeah.
want to use that metaphor. But when you say that to me it's like these are the only two guys that the WWE seems to want to put in championship matches over and over and over. And they've had every kind of match. They've had 2 Hell in a Cell matches. They've had ladder matches, table matches, like all kinds of freaking matches for the title, for #1 contendership. And it's spreading over a long ass time. So nobody compares to that in my book. It's way too many matches.
Yeah, I missed all of that, so I wasn't watching for any of that stuff, thankfully.
I wasn't watching that much, but like
You were around for Mania, and they had like what 5 Mania main events against each other, some ridiculous shit.
It was too much. Every time I would check back in, I was like, what the fuck, these 2 again? Are you kidding me? And then I would see who else was on the roster. I was like, yeah, I kind of see why it's these 2 again.
It makes
for the longest time, but CM Punk.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe did they have Kurt Hawkins back on the roster then? Is that even his name? Did I botch his name? Did I get that right? Kurt Hawkins. Okay, I'm right. Whew. His segments are weird. Oh, I think I lost you. Can anyone hear me? I'm doing the Cage Side Live gimmick now.
He could have put up with that shit and stayed for the money and the fame. You know what I'm saying? But he chose like, fuck this. I'm tired of it. I want to go do something else.
Yeah.
And at least he's like taking a freaking chance. A lot of guys that, like he said, that feel the same way he does in their company, and they're scared to leave. And I just hope whoever this dude is, he like slips on a banana peel and hits his head, and CM Punk wins.
Knocks himself out.
Just so, or something, whatever. CM Punk gets his ass whooped. Then I got to deal with MMA guys coming in cage side seats trolling us.
I don't want that shit.
That's not how fake wrestling.
I don't want that shit at all.
No, not at all. So I'm rooting for him regardless. I just had to throw my little CM Punk thing in there.
Yeah, that's gonna be weird. That's Saturday night, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to be looking at Twitter. I'm gonna be in New York.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look at Twitter for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow it. I was gonna order the pay-per-view, but I can't afford it anymore.
Yeah, isn't that shit like $50 too or something? Like,
yeah, it's like WrestleMania prices, like how WrestleMania used to be.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was gonna buy it, but those savings.
It's not worth it for the 12-second fight that you want to see.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because I would be sitting here like, who are the bored out of my skull?
Just waiting for it, yeah.
Just waiting for it and waiting for it.
Just
and
waiting
then it's like,
for it, yeah.
That's why I could never get into MMA in the first place. Because like I was so bored, and then something happens some of them, it takes them longer to get to the octagon than the actual fight. They get in there and it's like over in a couple of seconds. And I'm like, really? Really? Come on now.
Yeah, wait, it's going to be over in a couple of seconds after Mickey Gall. Is his name Mickey Gall? I may have made that up. I don't even know. It's Gall.
I don't know.
Mickey Gall. I got it right. Man, I'm getting my guesses right.
I make it a point not to learn any MMA guy's name. Like that ugly dude that was talking about that was talking about the whole locker room. I don't
Oh,
know. I still don't know his name.
MacGyver.
No, he's
As,
ugly.
as
He's
Rusev
ugly
called him.
MMA guy.
Rusev called him MacGyver.
His
Because
face looks
Rusev
like
is
a foot.
I don't even know. How does that even make sense? That's the face of a foot. That's amazing. The face like a foot. Oh boy. Yeah, this should be a good show on Sunday. I think it'll be tight. Hopefully commentary is good. I guess I heard Moro botched a couple of things tonight. He used a Misawa reference like incorrectly for Nikki. And then he called Smoking Joe Frazier Smoking Joe Lewis. Like he fucked that one up too.
He needs, like, I know the King, people don't like King, but he needs Jerry the King Lawler again.
Yeah, I want
He
King
needs
back.
him.
I want King back on SmackDown Live.
It needs to be Maurice and Jerry the King Lawler. Anyway, my rating for the show, I give it an 8 out of 10. It was all right. It wasn't really, Fandango really helped, and the fact that Kurt Hawkins will be finally gracing our presence next week.
Wait, did they say he was coming next week? Oh, I didn't even see that.
They said that, yeah. After his facts, they said he was going to be on the show next week.
God.
So I get to see if he's as, like, I don't remember anything about him except for that he was like in Edge's faction with Zack Ryder for like a hot minute.
I just looked him up. He's 31 years old. That's super young.
He is? Oh my, was he like 16 when he started?
Right? Seriously. Wait, now I gotta look. Oh my God, he was born after me.
Yeah, he was born after me because I'm 32.
Shit. That's weird.
He's a baby.
Yeah. I don't know if I
bring him back.
I don't think. It's hard. It was hard to grade this show because the first hour I was like, this is like, I see what they're doing. And like it kind of makes sense, and it's not like it's a lot more coherent than Raw. Like that's a given. That's just definitionally true at this point of SmackDown Live. It wasn't very good. Like the work wasn't very good. But then the tag stuff was awesome. And I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. It was a show that was very up or down.
Yeah. I think they accomplished what they needed to for this show.
Yeah.
Just that, like, there wasn't too much that wows you. Like my favorite segment outside of the Usos finally showing their true colors was Fandango. And how excited he got that he thought Kane was gonna come out and dance with him. Like that was a bit, and then he said Tyler Breeze is where was Tyler Breeze? In Thailand?
He was in Dubai.
Like they're getting
in Dubai scouting out fabrics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If they do not follow up with those two having like a fashion show or something, I'm gonna be so disappointed. I need this in my life. Like,
yeah, this needs to happen.
I need to see this.
I
remember one.
Go ahead.
One of the best like takeover entrances ever. I think was that last Brooklyn. Tyler Breeze did the fashion show.
Yep.
Love that. I need to see something like that, like on the main roster with him and Fandango. That would be just great.
Yeah, that was, yeah. I loved that when the dancing started, when the woman started dancing, they played Breeze's music. I was like, oh, that's such a nice little touch.
Crowd, when Fandango said Tyler Breeze is not here, did you notice the crowd was like, wow, fuck that.
Yeah, right.
We want him too.
Come on, man. They're
over.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, look at the tag division. Look at the respective tag divisions. This is the point. This is the point between Raw and SmackDown. Like, all right, look at the Raw. First of all, women's division. You got Bayley, who might just be the greatest wrestler on the planet. I mean, come on, folks. We got Sasha. We got Charlotte, who's been doing some good stuff. And then you got people, who have, and those are literally like the only three who've been used, other than Dana as like a foil, and Alicia like for a minute, and Nia for a minute, but Summer not at all, and Paige has been suspended. But it's really like the big three, and Bailey's only been there for like 2-3 weeks now. So
third week.
Yeah, it's the third week. So it's very, very concentrated among those three versus SmackDown. Like everyone's got stuff going on. There are feuds developing. There are stories ongoing, versus Raw. There are really no stories. It's just like, all right, we need a title match. This is what's going to happen. This is how we're going to get to it, but not really explain why we should be invested in the title match at all. Other than like, oh, look, they were in the Four Horsewomen.
Oh, also, the Fandango segment is when you can do comedy and you get it right. Whereas we saw with the old day.
Yes.
I don't know what the fuck that was. And also, I just wanted to say this real quick. Like, I know there are some people in WWE and they go through the blogs and they see that fans are concerned about Sasha and the way she wrestles. And what I really don't appreciate is fucking using that. And I'm a Sasha Banks fan. First of all, I didn't buy that for a fucking second. Not one. I do think Sasha was good at what she had to accomplish. I still didn't buy it for a fucking second. It upsets me. Like, don't do that. People genuinely care for her and don't want her to break her fucking neck. Don't do that. That kind of pissed me off a little bit. Find any other way to build towards Sasha getting a rematch, then fucking fire your writers. If that's, we're just gonna manipulate what's already out there, but I swear to God, I do not like that shit. I would taste in my mouth. I hope they can, it's so on Raw, like they're running, like every fucking body's getting kayfabe injured for some goddamn, ever since there's a big thing about Finn Balor. Cesaro, now he's something wrong with his back, and they did the thing with Sami Zayn and fucking with us about Sasha. I don't appreciate that. Some of us actually care. I can understand in a match you're working over a body part, but people understand the difference between kayfabe and when you have a referee actually throw up a goddamn X, or you have somebody. It's just it rubs me the wrong way. You coming out here pretending like she's gonna retire. Cause like my daughters, both of them love Sasha Banks to death. Like as soon as her music starts, they know exactly who she is, and they run to the TV. And it's fucked up if you have to have your little girl like, no, I don't want you to watch this because you might cry. Well, oh no, we're just pulling the wool over your eyes, little girl. Haha, she's fine. It's bullshit. I guess that's my rant for the week. You got anything?
No, yeah, I also agree with that. I don't like how they were turning like Seth hurting Finn into an angle, like how he's bragging. And now, of course, a week later, they're turning him face, which, no, you can't.
I don't know. He's not a face. He's just a little boy whining and pouting. There are no heroes in this story.
Yeah, that's been my impression too. But the belief is that they're turning him face. What else was I gonna say? Oh, I kind of bought Sasha's thing last night, but then again, that's because I had been drinking for like 6 hours straight at that point. So I was a little bit tipsy. But yeah, the segment didn't really make a lot of sense. I thought she did well, but it was odd. I don't know.
I thought it was cheap. It's cheap.
Yeah, it's
You're
cheap.
supposed to be creative. Come up with something fucking creative.
Mm-hmm. That's what Raw is. It's like going for cheap pops and cheap thrills, controversy at the expense of actually.
But at the same time, they have crafted this very nuanced story between Mick Foley, Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H. And none of those bastards are about to get in the ring and wrestle anytime. Triple H probably going to wrestle like at WrestleMania? He's gonna get into the ring again.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's September.
Maybe Survivor Series. I don't know. Maybe he'll be on some weird authority team. Jesus Christ. This company.
Yeah. But the good news is cruiserweights are come. Like, I cannot not watch Jack Gallagher. I'm gonna have to tune in to Raw to see him. I've fallen in love in such a short amount of time. I'm gonna put him over. Like, he is such a breath of fresh air in a stale ass room. It's just like, oh my goodness, who is this guy? And why have I just now found out about him? Great, Jackie Boy.
Jackie Boy. Yeah,
Yes,
Jackie
give him
Boy
the
killed
title.
it. Yeah,
Give him the title.
as soon as he showed up in give him the heavyweight, the universal title, whatever the thing's called.
Yeah, put all the
Seriously.
belts on him.
Put
Fuck
all the
it.
belts on him.
Put
I don't give a shit.
put all the belts on him.
As soon as he showed up in that vignette, it was just like, holy shit, they signed Gallagher, like hell yeah. Like everybody popped for
Right.
that. That was great.
Everyone, yes, it's great. But we'll see. Backlash, it looks like it like I'm hoping the only match I'm kinda worried about is the main event, and that's because of Dean Ambrose. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well we'll
But
see what Styles can pull out of him,
yeah, we'll see. But we're gonna do a special show that night. You're gonna have the night off, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
I've got
joined here
the
by Fizzy, who's out. Like, everybody else thinks she's like odd and has the oddest takes, and I'm like, you know what? I kind of agree with you. So it'll be an interesting night. So that's all for this week, folks. Hope you enjoyed the program. You got anything to say before we go?
I hope everybody tunes into Backlash on Sunday and make sure to watch live after SmackDown, live after Backlash, live after SmackDown Live presents Backlash with Tonya and Fizzy on Sunday night.
All right. See you. See you guys later.